Before even getting inside the video, I'm going to give you one small little hack over here. The topic of this particular video is delegation on automations, what comes first. And when we talk about delegations, I want to take like 2 steps further and get back to the topic where I want to let you know that you are building a business. You are building a long-term self-sustainable ecosystem-based business, a community-based business. You cannot be having freelancers working for you. You just cannot be. There are like so many freelancers out there, and what you would be needing when we talk about delegation, is you need to hire people. I have been having so many people working for me, not so many people. I had like one working, then faded, then second person working, faded, third person working, faded, not favored, faded. Like they stopped working for me, and they were not even freelancers, but they were working as a freelancer. And one thing that I have something really core to my heart. Like when you are building business, you're going to build a business. It's going to grow big. It's going to go beyond you. So you just cannot handle the business yourself. You need people to handle the business. And when you need people to handle the business, you just cannot hire freelancers who have no connection with you when it comes to the culture of your community, the way you operate it, the vision, the mission, the way what they want to serve like. So when it comes to delegation part of it, probably not this video, next video, I just want to give you a highlight of delegation. That's my thought process. Is your business is going to grow beyond you. You need people, in-house people working under you as employees, as a team member, so that they are in sync with what you're doing. So you pay them nice, you pay them great, and they work for you, not 10 other people. So when they're working for 10 different people, you will not be a priority. So when someone is not giving you as a priority, when someone is not treating you as a priority, when they're thinking about 10 different ways to do one specific thing, or 10 different ways on 10 different, they're putting their brain to 10 different people. They're not just giving it 100%. Now that brings us to this particular video. I don't know why we started with that particular thing. It was just on my mind. I thought like, let me share it with you. Anyway, so this video we are going to dive into. Do you want me to slow down my speed? I don't know. Let us see how that goes. Do you? I'm talking to an inspiration. See, delegation or automation. What comes first? In my opinion, you do the work first. Second, you have systems that work for you. Third, you put the systems into automations. Fourth, you hire people and then let the systems work. Now in these 4 steps, I think it's going to take more than 12 to 15 months for you to understand the whole thing that are just summed up in 4 steps. Going by the first step, number 1, do the work. Only when you know the route, then you can guide people. Only when you start doing things, you know exactly what to do. I'll tell you an example of the person that I hired as a freelancer on Facebook advertisements way back in 2020. It was a very bad experience, taught me a lifelong lesson. Those were the days where I was living. My business needed 15, 20, 30,000 rupees a month, because the money was burning. I was not having courses ready. I was not doing webinars. My systems were not ready. But I had all the systems working for me. I was like, nothing is ready, but I was just paying the rent of the tools that I had. And upon that, I was very determined to launch my Facebook advertisements, because I was having that flow that I'm going to eventually do it. And that's where I hired a person as a freelancer. Now that person took 20,000 rupees from me and did nothing when it comes to Facebook advertisements. It's like she was there for like 2 months and did anything. Just she took my credentials, made herself an account. That's all she did. And things just did not work out between us. Though she's a great person, it just did not work out. In those days where I was taking jewelry from my mom and selling things so that I can put money into my business back again, already probably 15-20,000 going from my hand, plus that 20,000 ka jhatka. I was like, any bad experience that you would probably want to experience when you start a business, probably, I think I heard this in the morning from Patrick with David, you're going to undergo that particular struggle in the first 2 years of launching business. So back after the bank, you're just going to go through that. And those were my grinding days where I was like getting hits back on back. Anyways, that brings me to the first point is, once she left, taken the 20,000 rupees, when she left away, what happened after that was I was not very great at Facebook advertisements. No, I just knew the psychology, how it works, not the tactical part of it, not the mindset part of it, not in depth, like how many ads you should run, how many campaigns you should run, how many ads, what is an ad set, what is an ad. I had no idea how to do that. How do you go run ads, what money to put in, how much money to put in, when to run ads, how to budget, how can you customize your budgeting, and how can you optimize so many things. I had no idea. After that incident, I put myself into the shoes. I was like, hey, I have to now do it myself, because now I don't have money to hire anyone, no freelancers, I don't have any to get someone on my board. I have to learn things on myself. Then I started learning things, and I've learned so much that the people who are, I don't even get into technical part of Facebook advertisements, but then I happen to be great at auditing funnels and telling them, okay, we are not just talking about advertisements. If you tweak your email system, if you have sequences right, if you have funnel right in the right way, your Facebook technical part, the algorithm is going to get better, because now you have a solid backend. I don't even touch Facebook advertisements, because now I know so much in depth about those things that I know, okay, even before going there, if you just tweak these things here, you'll have an impact immediately. That's how it works. So why did I brought that particular few of these examples? Because when you are doing things for the first time, delegation is out of the question. Automations is where you should be focusing, and you should be doing things by yourself. It is going to take time. It is going to take a lot of efforts. You are actually going to go through a grind of struggles and challenges to build the first list, to integrate the first list. If people are not attending your webinars, where do you send them? How do you send them after the webinar? How do you send them to your next sales page, or probably your teachable page, where they get to make an account? For example, if they want a refund, for example, if they're not able to make the account, probably they made an account and they're not able to access the course. These are the challenges that you will be facing. And I think it's nice that it's nice in a way that you undergo these challenges, so that you know exactly what they want, when they want, what shouldn't be happening, what should be happening. So once you categorize these things, then when you bring someone on your team, you know exactly where is the leaking bucket, where you want their support and help with. Exactly. So once you just give them the framework, they get to do so, and you just get to monitor it. Brings us to the second point. Understanding where you need help. So again, that goes, I think I've kind of covered all 5 points in this particular video, like just in one part. The first was like understanding where you need help, not you, where they need help. When you know exactly where they're struggling with, that's like you are sending them somewhere else, but then the technical part, they're kind of going it somewhere else differently. So you kind of bring all the leads. I'll tell you a funny story. It was not funny for me, but it's a funny one. When I launched my first advertisements, first ever on Facebook advertisements, I used to use something called Get Response back in the day, and the ads started running. I started getting analytics in ClickFunnels. I used to use funnels from ClickFunnels. I still use that. I am getting leads in ClickFunnels. I still remember the number. 33 leads successfully verified and came into my list. That part is done. Now, this is Get Response. This is funnels. They passed through here. They never entered this list. I was like, they kind of came here and they just did not reach here. Like, what was the problem? I went and saw the integration was not done, right? I was like, those leads came and they just flew away. It's like they never entered to the list. I could never gather. I couldn't just collect them inside a list, because they were coming through a way and they were just flying away because I did it right. Then it's been 3 years now, 2.5 years, probably 3 years, 2.5 years now. Now I know, okay, because of that is going to happen. Now I know the struggle that I've been through. I know what was the glitch happened. Now I'll make sure anything and everything so that one thing doesn't happen. So when you're go through things. I think you learn so many things that makes you so strong when you're hiring someone or when you're automating for the first time. You know, kya cha, theek hai. This is how it has to be. You delegate that to that person. It's like boom, sorted. Third one, knowing your weakness. You should know your weakness, where you're bad at. I'm very bad at presentation. Any presentation you see that's made by someone else, that's my brother making it for me, not me. When I'm making presentation, either it's like this blank, no presentation at all, or I'll take you to a whiteboard, a Google Keep, or a mind map. Or when you see there is no creativity or colors or branding, that's me doing it. Whenever you see a great presentation, that's my brother working for creating things for me, so that it becomes, because he is into designing, he's into presentations, he's into branding, not me. That's my weakness, his strength. So I should know where my strength is. You should know what your strengths are. So that based on that, once you automate things, next step you can move on to is what? You can delegate it to people who are close to you, great. Who are not close to you, but you can hire people on where you need help. Exactly, can get people into your community, into your teams, stuff like that. Fourth one, when you start delegating people, once you start delegating people, you give them two things. You delegate with a framework and a strategy. I recently delegated one of my tasks to one of close members, and she said, "Fazal, you're working like Tim Ferriss." I was like, I know who Tim Ferriss is, but I don't know what he did, what great he did in his book. She said what he did, Fazal, he in his book 4-day week, that Fazal, when he has set of templates that he has made for his I don't know exactly, for his employees and stuff like that. And I did not read that book, so I don't know exactly what she was talking about, but she kind of gave that context. I was like, great. So when I was talking to her, I was like, gave her an exact framework without knowing that this is already a framework, someone else is doing it, but I had no idea what I did. I gave her an exact framework of messages that has to be sent word by word, sentence by sentence. Where do I have to use like so many exclamation marks? Where do I have to use smileys? Where do I have to use their name? Where do I have to use buddy and stuff? The cool things that I use. I had the clear-cut framework and a strategy. How do I send each message with what time, stuff like that? Because I was doing it for 6 months, not 6 months. Probably over a year, and I know exactly what works, what doesn't work in that context. I was like, when I delegated that part of my work to her, it was fun. It was nice giving it. Like, I have a framework. This is the strategy. Go framework and strategy. When we're delegating, do that. Now, this part is only when it's going to come to you. You are going to come to a conclusion of making a framework and a strategy only when you get to do the hard work. Only when you miss a lot of things and go through that phase of struggles and stuff like that, that's where you get to create a framework and a strategy, what works and what doesn't work. Again, this framework and a strategy is tweaking and refining over a period of time. The third one, the hierarchy of delegation starts all the way from, I think I've heard from another mentor that I have. I used to consume a lot of his content back in the day because he used to go in depth talking about things. So he said, which is also when even I started delegating, is the hierarchy basis. The first, you need support people, because you're going to get a lot of messages. You're going to get a lot of messages on your Facebook groups, your Telegram groups, your WhatsApps, your emails. When you are doing your webinars, there are going to be a lot of members inside your community. They will be coming and asking you so many things from so many different angles, of so many different questions. It's great to receive messages, but then as soon as possible, you need to understand the pattern of the questions and delegate it, because that takes a lot of your time. Now that you're also working on so many things, initially you work, you see the pattern of it, you make a framework of it, boom, delegate that to someone else, because that works. Second, you need people in finance. What do I mean by finance? You're going to pay taxes month on month. You need someone in-house. Probably his or her job will be like for like a day, but he needs to be working for you. Now I'm kind of saying this, when you start making that 3 lakhs, 5 lakh rupees, that's where you start getting it in-house support system, in-house finances. Then you will be needing video editors. I'm talking about delegation now. You need video editors where now you see the whole video is no animations, no music, nothing. When you start seeing those animations, those subtitles and stuff like that, that's where I have someone working for me. As of now, recording, no, I don't have that, but I'll be needing them. That's like the next focus of it. Then we move on to the in-house creative designers. That brings us to the conclusion of this particular video. It went way beyond that I expected. I thought this would be a smaller topic, but then no, it's a long topic. It's a nice topic. Thank you so much for making this particular video, the topic, and me a part of your day. Thank you so much, and I am going to see you in another video.